As investors, we're seen as check writers, but what people don't realize is the earlier you go in the life cycle of a company, founders are looking for help on anything and everything possible. So how does a team of 4 or 5 people actually help? It's very difficult unless you have skills that can actually solve these problems for them.
Blume today has 70 companies and more than 125 founders. At this scale, even a Google groups of founders delivers massive value to everyone. A lot of interesting experiments are possible. For example, every outgoing talent from a company can be placed into another.
Blume is a community. It's an ecosystem of practitioners and entrepreneurs. Karthik of Blume, he says, the capability that got you till this phase of a company is not what will take to the company to the next level. And I believe Blume helps you build that skill and that scale that is needed to take your company to the next level.
Blume is a classical mix of an angel and an institutional large fund. The variety of investments that they have in the portfolio is so diverse that it's an ecosystem in itself.
As we built out a 60 company portfolio, every problem we saw was at scale. Hiring, back office, business development, financing. So then you realize that you have to bring in specialists, and then you start collaborating or incubating some of these. And slowly we've moved from like a 5-6 member team and grown as a startup ourselves to effectively having a network of 30-40 people who effectively make the platform.
Although a lot of money is being pumped into Indian startups today, what doesn't really change is that it is painstakingly slow to build a business in India. Therefore, what doesn't work is that the founder is unwilling to go out in the market and battle it out. And certainly if a founder is only going to try selling online, that business is not going to scale in India.
So 2 things stand out that Blume tries to avoid when we look at backing startups. One is that we found that Me Too models don't work really in India. Our very own Taxi for Sure, for example, had a fairly large call center which worked very well when Indian customers wanted a live human voice. And the second is deep operating skills for founders, because the execution challenges are really difficult in Indian startups.
The foundation of any startup environment are the founders. So they are the ones who really make all of this work and come together. The investors are just a nice side actor to this entire stage that they put up. And essentially what we've seen is we are at the cusp of getting the most talented entrepreneurs and founders into the startup ecosystem. The levels of risk have gone up. They've seen global exits in their peer group. They're seeing role models evolve. And so it's a phenomenal time.
A startup is like rowing your boat in a stormy night. You're trying to go in the right direction. And Blume acts like a guiding light, always showing you where to go. For us, they would come back 3-4 months in advance and tell us, guys, you're going to get this problem. These are the 10 things you should do to avoid the problem and find a perfect solution. Blume has been an amazing team to work with.